Hello, dear friend, and welcome to Yoga with Rachel, and also welcome to your yoga practice devoted to helping you get relief from your headache. This practice is also great if you are looking for some breath work, as well as some gentle and restorative yoga stretches. For items, I invite you to bring either a blanket or a pillow, or both, as well as a yoga block or a thick book. As always, we work with what we have, and I will provide options as we move together. In terms of your physical space, I invite you to dim the lights, you can close the curtains, and you can also reduce the brightness on your computer screen. All right, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, sweet friends, so you can join me down on the ground in a cross-legged seat. You can begin today's practice from a chair or a couch, and you can do this practice from your bed. If you are down on the ground with me, I invite you to sit up on a pillow or a folded blanket to lift your hips and also just to create a little bit more space in the body, helping us sit up taller through the spine. Because sometimes when we're not feeling well, we may have this tendency to kind of cave in, so the heart is collapsed, the shoulders round forward. So we are going to do our best to just open up through these key areas of the body without passing any judgment. So I just invite you to just find a little bit of length through the spine. All right. Place your left hand on your belly, followed by your right hand. So your right hand on top of your left. And now I invite you to look down and past your nose, or you can close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time, as you breathe in, I invite you to direct the breath down to your hands. And then breathe out. Breathe in to send the breath to your belly. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So we are going to begin today's practice with a breath technique called equal breathing, just to invite some fresh oxygen into the body and to help calm down the nervous system, just giving us some relief from the headache. So how this breath technique works is we breathe in through the nose for 4 counts, and then we breathe out through the nose for 4 counts. The aim or the goal is to create smooth, even inhales and exhales as best as you can. So I will guide us through this. Let's keep our hands resting on our belly just as an anchor and also to encourage belly breathing as best as we can. All right. Breathe in through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in as you normally would, and then breathe out. When you feel ready, I invite you to open up your eyes, release your hands to your thighs, and just take a moment to reflect and notice how you feel. All right, lovely, my dear friends. I do invite you to stay in this cross-legged seat or on a chair or a couch, wherever you are. Or you can join me in a kneeling position. And if you do decide to join me in a kneeling position, I invite you to place, a folded blanket or a pillow on your calf muscles, and then just sit back towards the heels. All right. Find length through the spine as best as you can. And now drop your chin closer towards your chest. And now let's draw some circles with the nose. Moving slow. Working out any kinks, stiffness in the neck. And if the neck is feeling rather tight today, you can always stick to semicircles. Now take your circle in the other direction. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Gorgeous. Now bring your head back to center over your heart. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder as you sweep your left hand away from your body. Flex through your fingers and then also spread through the fingers. So you can imagine that you're pressing your hand into a surface. Place your right hand on the side of your head just to guide you a little bit deeper into the stretch, but we're not forcing anything or pushing down. Breathe into the left side of your neck. And you can find some easy movement here by moving your left hand forward and back, or even up and down. So sometimes headaches can happen when we have a lot of tension in the neck or the upper back body. Angel's meowing in the kitchen, so she agrees with me. Beautiful. Breathe in and then breathe out to relax that. And now let's take it over to the other side, dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder and then sweeping the right hand away from your body, flexing through that hand, spread through your fingers, and then gently place your left hand on the side of your head. Find any movement with the right hand that will feel supportive today. Breathe in, and then breathe out to relax that, shake it off. Wonderful. Now send your hands forward out in front of you, palms facing towards one another, and then close the gap. So bring the arms closer together, and your right arm will be over top of the left. So you're kind of making a little X shape here. And then begin to turn your forearms and your palms towards one another, coming into eagle arms. Now reach your elbows up a little bit more, reaching your fingertips up a little bit more to just deepen the stretch. Hug your belly button in towards your spine as well as the low ribs. And if you are finding that the stretch is a little bit too much, feel free to place your hands on your shoulders and then just bow your head, chin towards your chest, breathing some love into your upper back body. So if you are in eagle arms, we're pressing the forearms together, the palms together. Breathing into the shoulders and the upper back. Breathe in. And then breathe out to unravel, sending the arms out in front once again, palms facing towards one another. And now closing the gap so that way the opposite arm is over top. We're making the X shape. And then eventually we make our way into eagle arms, lifting the elbows slightly. And again, you can keep your hands on your shoulders, bowing your head. There's always options to work with. Breathe in. And then breathe out to unravel. Breathe in to reach your hands high into the sky, spread through your fingers. And then breathe out to bend at your elbows, coming into this W shape. Draw your hands back in space, opening on up through the heart. Breathe in, hands to the sky. And then breathe out to bend at the elbows. Breathe in. Hands to the sky, reaching. Breathe out to bend. One more time on your own time. Gorgeous. And then release your hands to your thighs. And if you are seated on a couch or a chair, I now invite you to make your way down to the ground. Let's make our way to all fours. And you can make use of your pillow here, your blanket. You can use that item to pad your knees and your shins. So when you do arrive there, let's walk the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, tops of the feet root down into the earth. Breathe in to reach your tailbone towards the sky, drop your belly, open on up through your heart. And then breathe out to round through your spine, releasing your chin closer towards your chest. Breathing in to find your cow stretch. Open up through the front body. And then breathe out to your cat stretch, creating space through the back body. One more. Breathe in. Cow pose. And then breathe out to round through the spine. And then breathe in to find a neutral spine. And now let's bring the big toes together, knees wider than your hips, and towards the long edges of your mat. Let's begin to draw some circles with the hips. So your circles can start off really small, or maybe in time your circles become larger. We're bending at the elbows as we do this. And now tension can be stored in the hips. Same with emotion. So we are getting some movement happening throughout the hips, throughout the entire spine, just to get energy flowing and moving in a way that will serve us well. You can reverse that circle, so moving in the opposite direction. And as you do this, keep that breath flowing, allowing the breath to nourish both the mind and the body. All right, so eventually our circles will become smaller and smaller until eventually we find stillness. Walk your knees and your legs, feet together. Tuck your toes under, and then walk your hands back towards your knees. You can keep your fingertips resting on the earth. You can also use your hands or your fingers to guide your toes under, especially that pinky toe. Option to stay here, or you can walk your hands back to your thighs, roll your shoulders back, find an energetic lift through the pelvic floor, stretching through the soles of the feet. So breathing some love into your feet, into your toes. Breathe in. And then breathe out to relax the stretch coming forward. Back to all fours. Untuck your toes. And now swing your legs off to one side as we make our way to a seat on our mat. Send your legs out long. Feet are roughly hip distance apart. Toes point towards the sky. And you can stay seated on your item if you would like. You can also place a rolled up blanket or even a pillow underneath the backs of your knees for added support here if you wish. If you are working without props, I invite you to find a generous bend in your knees. On your next breath in, send your hands high into the sky, reaching, and then breathe out to begin to fold forward, leading with your heart, releasing your hands to the ground, your shins, your feet. Breathe in to look forward, and then breathe out to round through your spine, releasing your chin towards your chest. As we are here, I invite you to send the breath to your belly, to your back body. Check in with your jaw. Just notice if you're clenching your teeth here. Can you create some space? Check in with your fingers. Just notice if you're gripping anywhere. Can you use the breath to just soften these areas of the body? Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, slowly roll on up through your spine, taking your time. Aligning your head over your heart and then your heart over your pelvis. Send your legs out long once again, so just straightening through the legs. And then hug your right knee in towards your chest. And then open that right knee off to the side, connecting your sole of your foot to your inner left thigh. And you can place a folded blanket or even a yoga block underneath that right knee for added support. Breathe in to send your hands to the sky. And then breathe out to fold forward, bend at your left knee, releasing your forehead closer towards your knee and your fingers on the earth. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to roll on up. Send your right leg out long, and then hug your left knee in towards your chest. And then open your left knee off to the side, connecting the sole of your foot with your inner right thigh. Breathe in to send your hands to the sky, and then breathe out to fold forward, bending at that right knee, releasing your forehead closer towards your knee. Just stretching out through the backs of the legs. Breathing some love into the low back. And just allowing the head and the neck to grow heavy. Any tension just kind of spilling off of the back body here. Breathe in. And then on your breath out, let that be your cue to roll up through the spine. And now just place both feet on your mat. And now we are going to head to a wall. So if you're practicing close to a wall, awesome. If not, can you make your way to a wall right now? And if you are practicing in bed, you can always use your headboard for this. All right. Place your pillow, place your blanket, whatever you're using against the wall, if you are using anything. And then place your bottom, your seat, on that item, resting your left hip against the wall. And then place your hands on the ground as you begin to turn your body towards the wall and eventually placing your feet on the wall with your knees bent, lowering onto your forearms, and then eventually onto your back body. And now you may need to adjust the placement of your item, so pillow, blanket, so that way it is underneath your low back. Keep your feet on the wall with your knees bent to start. And now there can be some space between both yourself and the wall, especially if the hamstrings are a little bit tight. All right, send your arms from left to right and then bend at your elbows so that way your hands, your palms are facing towards the sky and then your fingertips are soft and curl in. And then whenever you are ready, I do invite you to walk your feet up the wall or your headboard. Keep your feet soft and relaxed. Feet are about hip distance apart here. And if you are looking for a deeper stretch, you can always walk your body a little bit closer towards the wall, just to deepen the stretch a little bit, or you can keep things nice and chill. So breathing some love into the backs of your legs, across your entire chest. And if you do find that the legs are getting a little tingly, that's perfectly normal. However, if you're not really enjoying the sensation, you can always slide your feet down the wall, bring the soles of your feet together, and then knees grow heavy and open, just like in butterfly pose. All right, let's take one more breath cycle here together. Lovely. begin to slowly slide your feet down the wall, bending at your knees, and then hug your knees in towards your chest. And then allow your knees to fall to one side nice and slow, especially if you are on an item. And then use your top hand to help you come to a seat on your mat. Just take your time, notice how you feel. All right. And now for the remaining part of this entire class, we will be on our backs. So please have, your items close by. You can have your blanket, pillow, as well as your yoga block close by if you have those items. So let's come on down to the ground, feet on the mat, walking the feet in towards the hips. Feet are roughly hip distance apart, knees pointing towards the sky. And then just place your hands at your sides to start. So darling friends, if you are working without a prop, you can stay here with your hands at your sides or on your belly. Or if you are working with a prop, let's press into all that is touching the earth as we lift the hips towards the sky. And then place your yoga block on the lowest setting underneath the sacrum. So that way your low back kind of spills off of the block. You can also use a folded blanket or a pillow to create this beautiful lift in supportive bridge. And you can place your hands on your belly if you wish, or once again, you can take cactus arms. So wherever you are, I invite you to just keep that beautiful breath flowing in and out. So inversions are said to be extremely helpful for headaches. However, I find that whenever I enter, downward facing dog or a standing forward fold, whenever I have a headache, I sometimes feel that worsens my headache. I can just feel the blood rushing and it's pounding. So I prefer more supportive inversions when I have a headache, such as this posture. This is a really great one for calming down the nervous system and just encouraging the blood to flow in another direction. Breathe in, breathe out. Lovely. Place your hands at your sides, palms facing down. Press into all that is touching the earth to lift your seat away from the item. Place your item off to the side and then lower your bum back down to the ground. Hug your right knee in towards your chest and then feel free to rotate through your right ankle. Beautiful. Lower your right foot back down to the earth. Hug your left knee in. And again, you can rotate through that ankle. Beautiful. Lower your left foot to the earth. And now we're going to send both legs out long. Before we do, there is an invitation to grab some of your items. You can use your blanket to place underneath your head as well as your neck. You can wrap yourself up with a blanket if you wish, especially if you are feeling cold or you're just looking to get super cozy. And now just send your legs out long on your mat, taking up space, allowing your feet to grow heavy. Hands can rest on your belly or at your sides, whatever feels best for you today. And when you are ready, I invite you to close your eyes. You can use this opportunity to scan the body for areas of tightness or tension. We can use the breath to help soften these areas, allowing that tension to just spill or wash off of the body and onto the surface beneath you. You can also play around with equal breathing here. So breathing in for 4 counts and then breathing out for 4 counts as well. All right, my darling friends. So you can pause the video here if you would like to stay here a little bit longer. Or if you need to carry on with your day, let's begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. You can find some movement with your head by rocking it gently from side to side. Hug your knees in towards the chest as you open up your eyes, and then melt your knees to one side, coming through a fetal position. Maybe just hanging out here for a moment, as this can feel quite lovely. And then use your top hand to help you come up to a seat on your mat. Just take your time. And then when you do arrive there, bring your hands to your heart in prayer position. Bow your head. Breathe in through your nose. And then breathe out through your mouth. It is my hope that today's practice served you well and that you are feeling better. Feel free to return to this practice whenever you have a headache or for preventative care. And you can also share this practice with others. And if you did enjoy the practice, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Take good care, drink plenty of water today, and rest. Lots of love to you. Namaste.